Nike have refused to promote Caitlyn Clark until further notice, effectively suspending her due to Aja Wilson's complaints. That's right. Aja Wilson is now getting all the promotion from Nike whilst Caitlyn sits back with nothing. This has came after Aja Wilson won the MVP award and Nike refusing to advocate for Caitlyn Clark due to controversy.
Aja Wilson, 28 years old, 1,000 points in the regular season. Why is that not the biggest story out at the moment? And why are we talking about Caitlyn Clark?
Why when Aja was releasing a shoe were we talking about Caitlyn Clark?
Nike believes that Aja Wilson will provide them with less controversy, even though it's obvious she isn't going to bring in as many sales. Next big thing for Clark. Yet she got backlash from analysts and fans, therefore leading to her being left in the dust. It's almost like Nike don't want to make any money this year.
Caitlyn Clark's going to help it change for the better. All of a sudden, we going to see Aja Wilson. She may get some more shine because she's that girl. Diana Taurasi going to get more shine because we know what she brings to the table. Ionescu, she's going to get more shine. Others, black, white, everything in between. It's about the ladies, now more so than ever before.
Aja Wilson's complaints have led her to be #1 for Nike. She's now being promoted everywhere, and there's even rumors of receiving her own Nike shoe. Caitlyn Clark is quickly rising through the ranks and making a case for herself. Caitlyn Clark. In a short time, she's built a massive following, drawing in fans who may have never watched women's basketball before. Her impact goes beyond the box score. She's breathed new life into the sport, making her one of the most exciting players to watch.
I wonder if Caitlyn, in every post-game press conference, she came out and talked about the kind of hateful comments that she was getting. If she came out and told everybody the reason why she has personal security that goes with her every single place, it's a lot. And so it's not just Caitlyn Clark fans or Indiana Fever fans. It is not all going in one direction.
Dubbed as the future of the WNBA, Caitlyn Clark has brought a level of excitement and viewership to women's basketball that hasn't been seen in years. Yet, despite her rapid rise and massive appeal, Nike's focus remains on Aja Wilson, leaving Clark somewhat in the shadows. Despite this, there's been a noticeable absence of Caitlyn Clark in Nike's promotional material. While many expected her to become one of the brand's key athletes given her rapid ascent to stardom, Nike has seemingly hesitated to make Clark one of their primary faces of the WNBA. Instead of fully embracing the rising star, they seem to be holding back from pushing her into the limelight.
Somebody coming along and elevating the sport shine ultimately benefits you. Go out there, compete with her, try to bust her up if you want to, and all of that stuff. Just don't hate on the acclaim that she's getting.
This decision has sparked speculation and even frustration among fans and analysts alike. Adding to the debate, there are even rumors that Nike has turned down the idea of giving Clark her own signature shoe line, a move that many believe is long overdue given her marketability and the excitement surrounding her debut in the WNBA. So the question remains, why is this happening?
That's exactly what I'm saying, because I think it makes a mockery of the women's game. If the focus on, now we just have to have people because of marketing and their attention, and they're not as talented, and we're not putting the best team out there.
One theory that's been circulating in sports circles is that Nike is hesitant to promote Clark too heavily because they don't want to overshadow their current lead ambassador, Aja Wilson. Wilson, as the reigning MVP and a dominant force in the league, has been the go-to athlete for Nike's WNBA promotions. The concern, some suggest, is that promoting Clark, who has quickly become a massive sensation in the sport, might cause friction within their brand hierarchy, making Wilson feel sidelined or less prioritized. Aja has known about this for a while and stood firm to be at the top.
It's noise that I don't really listen to, honestly, because I'm in season. I have other things that we need to worry about than what other people have to say.
It's not uncommon for brands to be protective of their lead athletes, especially when those athletes have been the face of the brand for some time. In this case, Nike might be playing it safe by sticking with Wilson as their main representative, rather than risking any tension by heavily promoting a new star like Clark. However, this cautious approach could ultimately be holding back Nike's potential to capitalize on Clark's growing marketability. Caitlyn Clark is the biggest draw in women's basketball right now.
She's got one of the hottest selling jerseys in sports, y'all. According to Fanatics, led by the one and only Michael Rubin, Clark's Indiana Fever jersey is apparently sold out in all sizes. It was rumored that she actually outsold Dallas Cowboy jerseys.
Her electrifying performances have attracted record viewership, and her jersey sales have skyrocketed. She has ignited fan interest in ways few athletes can, drawing in both seasoned basketball fans and casual viewers alike. Her popularity is not just a fleeting trend. Clark has built a loyal following, and her on-court performances continue to validate the hype. Given this, it's puzzling why Nike wouldn't want to tap into Clark's rapidly growing fan base. From a marketing perspective, Clark represents an opportunity to capture new audiences and increase sales. And yet, Nike's reluctance to fully embrace her seems like a missed opportunity. One of the speculated reasons behind Nike's reluctance to fully back Caitlyn Clark is the controversy surrounding some of her on-court demeanor. Clark is known for her fiery personality, intense competitiveness, and unapologetic drive, traits that have led to both widespread praise and, occasionally, criticism. She's often seen hyping herself up, playing with an undeniable edge, and showing her emotions, whether in the form of celebratory gestures after a three-pointer or intense stares after making a crucial defensive play. While many see these qualities as evidence of her passion for the game, others argue that her fiery nature could be polarizing, especially in a sports culture that often scrutinizes how female athletes express themselves.
I call them most folks, but the few who are, you know who the hell you are. Calm the hell down. Support Caitlyn Clark, because recognize that when you act that way, you stain her name as well because of your association to her. Not that anybody would think that she thinks like that, but the point is, what is your problem?
Nike, a brand that carefully curates its image and endorsements, might be wary of promoting someone who isn't afraid to speak her mind or celebrate her successes openly, fearing that any misstep could spark backlash or controversy. However, when you take a closer look at Caitlyn Clark, it becomes clear that there's little reason for Nike's hesitation. Despite her intense demeanor on the court, Clark has remained professional, focused, and respectful in all aspects of her career. She hasn't been involved in any off-court scandals, she engages positively with the media, and she consistently demonstrates a strong sense of sportsmanship. She's fiery in the way many elite athletes are, driven by the will to win. But she's never crossed the line into unsportsmanlike behavior. For example, take a look at how Caitlyn responds to losing a game compared to Angel Reese.
I don't know, we didn't move it side to side like we had for 3 quarters, we were really good. I just felt like we didn't execute. It just felt like we kind of let them take them. When they went on a little run, we could never find a way to respond, and you know, that's what happens in basketball.
In the flagrant, did you feel like that?
The basketball play.
Yeah. Did you feel like that was the appropriate call, or?
The basketball play, I can't control the refs. They affected the game obviously a lot tonight. So this clip gonna get out somewhere. I know.
Sure.
If anything, her competitive nature should be seen as a testament to her work ethic and desire to excel, qualities that are typically celebrated in athletes. Yet, despite this, an ongoing narrative seems to paint Clark as a more controversial figure than she actually is. It's not the first time Clark has been overlooked either. Throughout her rise to stardom, it has often felt as though she's been passed over when it comes to major endorsements, recognition, or mainstream media coverage, even though her talent and marketability are undeniable. Despite her consistent on-court excellence, there always seems to be a reason to keep her out of the spotlight when it comes to major sponsorships. This approach feels not only unfair to Clark, but also like a massive missed opportunity for brands like Nike, who could be tapping into the excitement she generates. Clark represents the future of women's basketball, and continuing to overlook her contributions only serves to undermine her undeniable impact on the game.
Have somebody that's come along, who, by the way, I'm gonna go there, who happens to be white, and brought a level of attention and allure to the sport it had not received before. And what we were seeing from an abundance of folks appeared to be resentment.
Clark's numbers alone show why she deserves more recognition. In her rookie season, she's already established herself as arguably the second best player in the WNBA, right behind Aja Wilson. Her ability to score, facilitate, and lead her team has made her one of the most exciting players to watch in the league. Averaging high points per game and consistently producing jaw-dropping performances, Clark has displayed a level of skill and basketball IQ that goes far beyond what is expected of a rookie. She's been the centerpiece of her team's offense, seamlessly blending deep three-point shooting with court vision that allows her to make crisp, precise passes. Her ability to read defenses and create opportunities not only for herself but for her teammates is rare for someone in their first year. Her talent isn't just raw potential, it's already producing tangible results, solidifying her as a transformative player in the WNBA. The viewership she's brought to the game is undeniable. Fans are tuning in to watch Caitlyn Clark because she plays with a level of intensity and skill that keeps everyone on the edge of their seat. From her electrifying pull-up threes from well beyond the arc to her no-look cross-court passes that leave defenses scrambling.
Before the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlyn Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is if the WNBA were continue to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlyn Clark did this year.
Clark has a way of commanding the court and the audience's attention. Her ability to take over games, whether through her scoring or playmaking, makes her a must-watch player. It's no surprise that her games are drawing record numbers of viewers, both in person and on television. Her magnetism on the court has not only elevated her team, but has also injected new excitement into the WNBA, helping to attract a broader fan base that spans casual viewers and die-hard basketball aficionados alike.
Clark now has an 8-year, $28 million deal with Nike that will include her own signature shoe. The deal is the richest sponsorship contract for a women's basketball player. She deserves it! She deserves it!
There's no doubt that she's already one of the league's biggest stars. And if Nike were to fully embrace her, the brand could see an even greater surge in sales, viewership, and overall interest in women's basketball. Clark's potential as a marketing asset is enormous. Her popularity extends far beyond the basketball court. She's garnered a loyal following on social media. Her jersey sales have been consistently high, and she has the rare ability to appeal to a younger generation of fans who see her as relatable, authentic, and inspiring. If Nike were to capitalize on this, there's no telling how much Clark could elevate their brand's reach within the world of women's sports and beyond. The fact that Caitlyn Clark is still in her rookie season and already generating this much buzz is impressive. But instead of being celebrated the way most breakout stars are, she's often at the center of controversy or sidelined in favor of other athletes. Instead of being praised for her on-court heroics and the excitement she's brought to the game, the narrative surrounding her tends to focus on the few moments where her competitiveness might be misconstrued. Rather than focusing on her incredible skill set, conversations seem to revolve around what she's not doing right, which is baffling considering all she's done is consistently ball out and push the WNBA to new heights.
And then you had some jealousy, not by most, not by all, but there were some people within the WNBA, players, pundits, etc., that were trying to tear her down. And so how y'all look now? See, I love how everybody trying to change the argument. My man Shay Shannon Sharp went off about it this morning, how there were so many people getting at people like him, getting at people like me and others, trying to change the freaking narrative. When people were trying to knock her down, they were trying to bring credibility to the argument. They weren't jealous.
Clark has kept her head down, focused on the game, and let her performances do the talking. She hasn't been involved in any off-court drama. She hasn't been disrespectful to the media, and she hasn't given anyone a legitimate reason to question her character. Her professionalism has been evident in the way she handles the pressure and the criticism that comes her way. Yet, despite her clean image and undeniable talent, the attention from major brands like Nike still feels lacking. It's as though Clark has to continuously prove herself despite already being one of the league's top players. While A'ja Wilson is at the top right now, it doesn't make sense to sideline someone like Caitlyn Clark, who has also earned her place among the league's elite. Clark's presence in the WNBA is a game changer, and it's time for brands like Nike to recognize that she has just as much potential to lead and inspire the next generation of basketball fans and athletes.
Let me thank Caitlyn Clark and Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell and all the rest for refusing to say die, refusing to lose, fighting back again and again and again, and playing at a much higher level than they should be at this stage and age. Was I ever entertained?
At this point, the decision by Nike to not fully promote Caitlyn Clark feels like a combination of fear and a reluctance to disrupt the status quo. They've already invested heavily in A'ja Wilson, and there's an understandable concern that bringing Clark into the fold might upset that balance. But brands like Nike thrive on promoting the best of the best, and Caitlyn Clark, as the star she is, deserves that kind of recognition. At the end of the day, it's hard to ignore how unfair this situation feels. Caitlyn Clark has done everything right. She's shown that she's one of the best players in the league, she's brought in new fans, and she's been a great representative for women's basketball. Yet, for some reason, she's still not getting the recognition she deserves from major brands like Nike. In the world of sports marketing, timing is everything. Caitlyn Clark's time is now, and it's up to Nike to decide whether they want to be a part of that story or not. But for now, it seems like they're sticking with A'ja Wilson, and it's hard to shake the feeling that Nike is missing out on something special with Caitlyn Clark. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.